Bang! Neeves knives. I'm Jared, and I finally got one. I finally got this knife. Now, my question is why is everyone still not screaming about this knife? 2 years ago, this knife was so popular. Everybody had one. Everybody was raving about it, and maybe everybody got it, and I was just the only one who didn't get it. But it's like there's so many times people ask. And I'm going to talk about what this is, if for those that don't know, but a lot of you do know what this is. So I get asked all the time, what's a good knife for this, and they describe a knife that they, want, and they ask, what would be the best one. I never hear anybody say the Drop Keen. This is the Drop Keen. It is a Ray Laconico design, super simple design that's just executed perfectly. This is a great knife. It is such a good knife. And, if you haven't gotten and you want to experience it, I'll link it down in the descriptions. There's 3 different options. A purple, the bronze colored one. This is titanium, but the bronze colored, and then the raw titanium. So it's a S35 spear point blade with a satin finish. They do have a left-handed clip options as well if you're left-handed. Obviously, it's a frame lock flipper. Super simple design, full titanium backspacer, stone-washed finish. The clip in and out of the pocket, such a good clip. The clip works great. The action is so good. This detent is perfection. It's comfortable, like you don't have a pokey spot because your finger has a great placement for your finger. And you just pull down, and then once you break that detent, it flies. Now, mine did come very smooth, but once I put a little drop of KPL heavy, this thing got damn near fall shutty. It's not fall shut action, but holy cow, it is so smooth. Very, very smooth. I can even reverse flick it, even though it has a a perfect detent. It's just I have such a good leverage point down here with my finger, and I'm a strong reverse flicker. But you can hear the detent is great. Great action. The access to the lock bar. It does not have a cutout here for the lock bar, but they put a cutout on each side on the inside, and it makes it where you can easily unlock it without having to go around the front like this. You can still do it from the side. Could it be better? Yeah, I mean, they could have cut back this a little bit and left a little bit of an opening, but it's great. I would not complain about it. It would not be one of my complaints at all. It works just fine, and I'm a nitpicker about lock bar access, so it's not bad. The ergos, especially in use, the geometry is really good. The blade is nice and thin behind the edge, full flat grind, and when you have it in your hand, it kind of, if you look at it, it kind of has a little bit of a taper to it. So it kind of leans towards what you're cutting. And the ergos feel really good in hand, especially while you're using it. So when you're actually cutting, for me, the clip lands right in a perfect spot, and it cuts so good. It is such a great user. You can go right over that flipper tab if you want to comfortably. Now, if I just put my hand on it, yeah, I feel the clip. But when I use it, I don't. So it's not something that bothers me at all. And the clip works so good in and out of the pocket. Internal stop pins. So it's got a nice, strong lockup. No play any directions. No detent lash or anything like that. Perfectly centered. We Knives is the OEM on this, so We Knives does do great work, and it is a Ray Laconico design. And those of you that know who Ray Laconico is, he's an American knife designer / custom knife maker, and he does incredible simple designs. Most of his designs look just like this. Now, this might possibly be my favorite one now. he has so many great ones, so that's tough to say, but I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this knife. There's no milling on the inside, and I'm happy about that because the center or the balance point is right here, literally right here in front of the clip. So it has a heavy handle, right? Not heavy. The balance point is handle heavy. So it's not blade heavy. That's basically what I'm saying. So this is the balancing point. But in hand, when you're holding it, you feel like you have so much control over the blade. You don't ever feel like it's gonna fall out of your hand or anything like that. And I love that. Some people like blade heavy knives. I like them all. But I'm really happy with the way this feels, and I would not take any weight relieving out. To me, this is a perfect weight for an EDC knife, especially for a titanium frame lock. The S35 VN, yeah, it would be cool if it was 20 CV, but there's nothing wrong with the S35 VN. I'm very happy with it, so I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, it'd be cool if they came out with some new versions in 20 CV or something. But why isn't people still screaming about this? Why are people not just like always recommending this? To me, I think that, and like I said, 2 years ago, everyone was raving about this. Then all of a sudden, it's just like some new knife designs came out and everybody forgot about the Keen. I don't know. I never got to experience it. So why is everybody still not screaming about this and recommending it to people? I've heard so many people say, "Oh man, can you recommend me a titanium flipper with a simple design that's full size?" And that's another thing. It's a full size knife. This is not a small knife. It's not an extra large knife either. It's just a full size knife, and that's also another beautiful thing. Here is the Elementum button lock. A lot of people know the size of this knife. You can see it is the same size. It's literally the same size as the Elementum button lock. How could you not love this? This is a perfect size knife in my opinion. And it's got a spear point blade. It's got, this is a badass knife. I'm loving it. I'm so happy I got it. No regrets at all with this purchase. This is something I'm definitely going to be keeping because, I like flippers, first of all. I like flipper knives. I like all different types of deployment. I love all action. But flippers are really simple. Everybody can use them. It is one of the knives that, it's nice to hand people that are not knife people because non-knife people can't do reverse flicks. Non-knife people can't usually use a front flipper. Some, maybe, but most not. But they can almost all use a flipper. So it's something that they can appreciate as well. And I kind of like that. I like, if I run into a non-knife person and I show them my knife, they can, appreciate it. They don't really appreciate it if they can't get any satisfaction out of it. But yeah, man, the cutting performance, the way it turns towards you in like a reverse grip, so it has a neutral grip, so in every grip it's super comfortable. Now in the reverse grip, because like I said, it has that little bit of a taper, especially in the handle, it's kind of leaning towards you. So if I go to cut a strap, the strap isn't gonna get pulled out from around the blade. It's not gonna, if you've ever cut a strap and it's like thick plastic, your blade, especially if it's leaned like this, the strap will slip right up over the edge. When it's like this, it gets trapped and you can't, it doesn't slip. It winds up cutting every time. I love that. And I've cut so many straps. Like my last job, man, I was cutting straps every day. So that was something that was important to me. But even if you were going to cut one down here like this, like a rope or something, having that little bit of belly is going to be great. The utility cuts, fantastic design, fantastic knife, contoured, which is really nice. And it's not too contoured where it feels like it's going to rotate in your hand. It has a great thickness to it too. Nice flat points. It's got all the little bells and whistles, ceramic caged bearings, detent is ceramic, steel lock bar insert, over travel stop, which, is a thing in there where you don't unspring the lock. It stops you from bending the lock bar too far over. Fantastic knife. I'm very happy with this purchase, and it's just confusing to me that people are not still raving about this. You hear a lot of other knives that people always recommend, that are just like a continued recommended knife. It's like a knife that will always be recommended because it's that good. Kind of and most of them are USA made, so I'm not going to argue with that. Of course, you want to continue recommending the USA made knives. This is a USA designer. No, it's not made here. It's made overseas for sure. It's made by We Knives. But it is a USA designer, so he does benefit from the purchase. So, it's not like, anyways. There's a lot of knives out there that we continue to recommend because they're awesome. And it just blows my mind that this is not one that I hear constantly. I don't hear about this one anymore. And when I seen it pop up the other day, I said, you know what? I'm getting it. I am getting this thing. I never got to try it, and I want it. So I got it, and man, I couldn't be happier. This is something that I can tell I would, enjoy carrying a lot. But like I said, if you guys are interested in getting one, I'll link it down below for you guys. Like I said, it does come with a left-handed option with the clip and different colors, purple, raw titanium, and then this bronzed washed one. They're all stone washed, which is really cool too. I kind of like that. It offers a little bit of not traction, but texture, and it looks cool. Kind of plays with the light. But there you guys go. This video is going on long enough. I love you guys. Peace.